Number 4.
Again, the RAM zoning district, commercial ranching and agricultural. If the property owner uses a portion of his lot or tract for the production of crops, livestock, or poultry for sale, barter, trade, or home consumption, who devotes a majority of his time to such a business. That's the primary use. Then there are subordinate uses that are then allowed. One of those subordinate uses is animal clinics and shelters. A primary use of an animal clinic and shelter is not permitted in the RAM zoning district.
Is it under a conditional use permit?
So how?
This really hits the root of
Yeah.
what Arnell is using the property for out there. The intent and purpose of RAM. I believe that the majority of that is in right there. He's got to devote, who devotes a majority of his time to such a business for the production of crops, livestock, or poultry for sale, barter, trade, or home consumption.
Home consumption means yourself, right?
Well,
So a primary use of an animal clinic, I mean, putting everything aside, and we just talk about, this is truly about the sheltering of the dogs. Is the sheltering of the dogs allowed in the RAM zoning district? And the answer is you're not allowed to have an animal clinic or shelter unless it's secondary to your primary use of production of crops, livestock, poultry for sale, barter, trade, or home consumption. Right. So what this, I've got to believe the intent purpose with this is a great many ranchers, whether you're a cattle rancher or a sheep rancher, they all had dogs. They had dogs for the use of the taking care of the cows and the sheep. They were running a clinic / shelter because a lot of those guys have dogs and they are selling the dogs also just the same, training dogs and selling cow dogs or sheep dogs. And so they allow that as a subordinate use to the primary use.
Wouldn't the primary use be her home though, not the kennel?
Cattle, sheep, ranch.
It should be.
Now, there are zoning districts that specifically allow animal clinics and shelters.
What are they?
Not in RAM.
Where am I going to
They-
put pistols that is going to be conducive to any neighbor on Highway?
Exactly.
I believe animal clinic and shelter is a conditional use in urban ag.
You'd never get people to approve that.
And primary use is her house, not just the rescue.
Yeah.
You'd never get people to allow pit bulls in their
So
neighborhood.
what's your pleasure on this one, Jay?
Well, no, I'm not a legal eagle, certainly. She's got 40 acres,
Plenty of room.
and if she wants to provide a shelter for dogs, I guess what I'm saying is that I don't really endorse this particular requirement
Thank you.
under the circumstances. She's out in the middle of nowhere, she's got 40 acres, she wants
Yeah.
to shelter dogs. Yeah, technically, I guess she is in violation, but sympathetically, I say go
No.
for it. So I guess I wouldn't sustain violation for it. But then again, it's not for me to rewrite zoning.
Well, it's better than a
If I just live on a piece of
What's
property
your pleasure, Tom?
without raising things to
Go along
sell,
with it?
Well, as,
I'm illegal out there?
I mean, as it is, how things are zoned in the county, she's in violation. Right. There's no way around that.
You did this one.
Yeah, but you can make recommendations.
Not that I like how this is written.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
She's got goats and geese up
So
for her
She
home
needs to tell
consumption.
them that.
Arnell,
what constitutes commercial ranching? I have 3 goats and 6 geese.
I believe we've got a definition.
It's right there.
Oh, that is the definition. Who devotes a majority of their time for the production of crops, livestock, poultry for sale, barter, trade, or home consumption.
3
Doesn't-
goats and geese,
doesn't-
home consumption.
Yeah.
So if if you take 12 hours in a minute to take care of your geese and goats, as opposed to 11 hours and 59 minutes on a dog, you're flowing. That's why I don't like this, but
Yeah.
not for me to rewrite the zoning out regulations.
No, but you can make recommendations that are a little more.
Put it there for a reason.
Yeah,
level-headed.
Circumvent that now, we've opened up the door for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, I agree. I'm just making a comment.
I know.
Call the question.
Can't go by the books all the time and don't work.
Tom, you want to make a motion?
I make a motion that she's in violation of number 4.
She's by Margot.
Need a second.
Get more goats in now.
Yep.
Said get more goats.
How many dogs can't you have?
Doesn't say anything about dogs, says commercial ranching. I need a second for this
Motion,
motion.
get it to a vote, I'll second.
It's like the cops, if it's
Yeah,
not
the
written
motion
against
is
the law, you
seconded.
can't be breaking the law.
Because of this?
If not, all
Yeah.
in favor of a violation here signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Nay.
You know, give them the
Two
keys and
for,
walk
one
away.
against.